Hey everybody, it's TorontoUnicorn. I have a very exciting guest today. I am going to be interviewing Kathy from the Strictly Anonymous podcast. She is known for many years to be taking the confessions and darkest, deepest held secrets of all of her anonymous callers and then sharing them with the world so that we all get to see a glimpse into what other people's lives actually are like behind the curtains. And so I am thrilled to be able to have her as a guest today and actually be able to interview her for the first time, well, for me, and actually ask her some questions instead of her asking her callers questions. So come with me. It's going to be a very fun day. Hey everybody, I just finished recording my interview with Kathy K from Strictly Anonymous podcast. It is good. It's about an hour long. I asked her some interesting questions about what she's learned about humanity and people's secrets and women and men in general. And I found some of the answers to be really interesting and some of the other ones to be shocking. So there's a lot to learn about somebody who has listened to people's secrets for 7 years and counting, including her own secret. I mean, she does this podcast as part of her secret life herself. No one really knows who she is, and that alone is interesting enough that everyone has a secret life, it seems. So yeah, so I hope you check out the video. I'll be putting a link to this in the description below, as well as this will be converted to a podcast as well. So thank you, Kathy K. It was so fun chatting.
Everybody's anonymous, including me.
So they can feel safe calling in from, a blocked number. Yeah. And confessing to you, almost like you're a priest, but in almost like a non-judgmental way. And then you sharing these stories with other people gives insight to these other people into the secret lives of others. And that's valuable in tremendous amount of ways, as I'm sure you know. But what have you learned about humanity? What have you learned about people based on what you've seen and heard?
That's a great question, but I just like to hear real people stories, because I think real life is messy, and I'm a realist, and I just don't think a lot of people like to show that things. And so a lot of people are like miserable about their own lives because they think, oh my God, I'm like fucking flawed. But what I want to show is like everybody is. Like that's what life is about.
You said that you are into a bit of the cuck and tease and denial stuff.
Totally. And just the more I listen to people, I would put things together. I would never use the term I'm into tease and denial until somebody called in and talked to me about it. I'm like, oh, that's why I've dry humped in my 40s. And that's why I've been like, no, let's only we can't do anything, and created weird boundaries just so I could have hot, no touching anything kind of sexual, crazy experiences,
Wow.
Like I said, I would have never labeled it that way until I heard people put it to terms. Me and you are wired more the same.
Yes, not only are we're wired very similar in other ways too. So I'm going to just wrap off a few that I found to be interesting correlations.
Yeah.
So you were a badass in school. So was I. You said you got kicked out a few times.
You too?
I didn't get kicked out, but I had the record for most female suspensions, and I still hold it a badge of honor for that.
Yeah,
I was a nightmare. I carved my name in the wooden bench in detention, so every time I'd add a little bit more to the curvature.
Yeah, but you know what Barbara Corcoran would say? She's on Shark Tank. I love Shark Tank. She would say that people who didn't do well in school make the best entrepreneurs because they're not followers. It's not so great to be a follower, and people who are true leaders, it's very difficult to be in school because you're just always being told what to do. You can't really think for yourself. So in a weird way, it does say something positive about our personalities.
It's true. And then we have careers where we help people, we talk about sex really bluntly and openly. And it's just funny, the other commonalities that I weave throughout, right? And and more that we probably haven't even uncovered yet. But it's just fascinating how the rebels from our, younger years turned into be rebels of, cultural conditioning, frankly.
Yeah, it's interesting because